What other aspects should I as a consumer or a borrower, not lender, sorry, or borrower should focus on?
See, I think it's to maintain a good bureau score, right? Especially a CIBIL score is very, very important for you to be always be of sort of an approved sort of set of customers who can tap into credit at any point in time. However, it's very important for you to maintain a bureau score above a particular level because many organizations are varying cutoffs, right? A couple of things, I call it a hygiene discipline things. First and foremost things, if you're dealing with financial services, financial products, especially products which you have borrowed, right? You have to treat that borrowing behavior or the repayment behavior with extreme discipline. We will make sure that at least you pay the dues on time. Most of the sort of static asset products, I call it static asset products because there's a fixed EMI every month, etc., and all that stuff, right? Those get automatically done and probably debited from your bank account. So it's very important to maintain your sufficient amount of balance in the bank account, so that when the debit comes, it does not get bounced. These are very simple hygiene things. But for dynamic products, for example, credit cards, etc., right, where you spend and your outstanding might depend on amount of you spend and your minimum dues might depend on how much you have spent. It's very important to keep track of the repayment dates, payment due dates, and make the payments, because if you miss, then it goes as a negative, because it will be reported by the lender to the bureau, and subsequently your score might go down a couple of points here and there. One of the mistakes many people make is that when they have a dispute, they stop paying. It is natural that during the course of your process, some customers might have some disputes, some mistakes might have been made by either the lender or the customer. The mistake can be on either side, right? And when you get into a dispute, a lot of customers said, okay, fine, this is a dispute, I will not pay. Now, what we advise as lenders is that is the wrong thing to do. Keep on paying, right? And then dispute. Because it is important for you to demonstrate that your dispute does not sort of impinge on your credit behavior. Because if you don't pay, your buckets will move, you'll become delinquent, and unfortunately most systems are computer driven. It's very difficult to go back and erase. When it gets reported, it will get reported as that. Please understand that lenders do not have any control on that. The system does it automatically, right? So if you have a dispute, please pay and then dispute and come to a resolution. And last but not the least, for example, as part of the monitoring of the bureau score, if you see an anomaly somewhere, please take care of the bureau, and the bureau gives you the details of all the lenders. When you find an anomaly, you have to highlight it to the bureau as well as to the lender.
Sure.
Saying that this is an anomaly and this is something, which I don't agree with, right? And please correct it. And then provide the backings to correct it. And the bureau has process and systems to correct that as well.